would be delighted with a point tonight. It still keeps Wales, you know, at the top. It puts Wales at the top of the group. Still unbeaten for Craig Bellamy, and I'd fancy us at home to beat Belgium, obviously, much more than here, where you've said on a number of occasions tonight their record here in qualifying games is phenomenal.
41 matches in European or World Cup qualifiers since Belgium last lost. That infamous date is 10 years ago on Thursday, and the team that beat them was Wales at the Cardiff City Stadium with a certain Gareth Bale. It's a huge test again this evening, and they're actually off top spot in Group J after North Macedonia won at Kazakhstan earlier today. For Belgium, they're billing this as must-win. Can Wales get any sort of positive result? You are listening to BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live. And it's Belgium in yellow who get the game underway, going from left to right in this first half. And Jeremy Doku into the battle already with Jordan James and Sorba Thomas in the opening 10 seconds.
Straight from the kickoff, tackles going in, Sorba Thomas and Doku coming together. It looks like that's going to be a battle all night. That
it was cleared downfield by Wales, who are indeed playing a back four, and it's with the Belgium goalkeeper, who is Matt Sells of Nottingham Forest, one of so many Premier League stars in this team. The Wales side, if you're just joining us, is Darlow in goal, Roberts, Roden, Mepham and Davis, Ampadu and Jordan James, Brooks, Wilson and Sorba Thomas behind Brennan Johnson, the Europa League match winner. And this is Sorba Thomas over the halfway line on the left. Craig Bellamy said they'd have a go, and they are. It's towards Brennan Johnson at the back post. It's just away from the Spurs man. He's collected it back to goal by the corner flag. Wales on the attack in the early going here. 60 seconds gone. Belgium 0, Wales 0, and it's field position for Wales, all in red with the green trim, the flashes down the back of the shorts. And as soon as I say that, they give the ball away to Belgium. And this is Tillmanens, the captain tonight, number 8. And now they're slowly up towards the halfway line. Belgium's first real attack of any purpose. And it's Trossard wide on the far left. They've got to the byline, they got into the penalty area, and it needed the touch from Brennan Johnson, who's actually got hurt in the process of making that. It's a corner to Belgium, and Brennan Johnson's down inside the penalty area for Wales.
I think he just jabbed something, ankle maybe, just getting a touch on that ball to send it out for a corner. Wales, Craig Bellamy will not be happy with how open Wales were down their right there. Came from a Welsh attack on Wales's left. They lost possession unnecessarily, quickly transferred out to the left, and there was an overload immediately down that left-hand side.
Well, he's okay to continue without treatment. And this corner will come in from the far left. Kevin De Bruyne. It's curled high towards the back post. It's headed towards goal by Onana, and then behind again for a second successive Belgium corner. 2.5 minutes gone, 0-0. The Belgium team, by the way, Sells in goal, Mounier, Fais, De Bast, De Kruijper, and then Tillmanens and Onana. And then De Bruyne behind the front three of Trossard and Doku. And of course Romelu Lukaku leading the line. De Bruyne has come across now to the Belgian right to take this. Everyone in Wales red defending that penalty area to our right side. Outswinger from De Bruyne, and powerful header away from Chris Mepham for Wales. 0-0 in this massive World Cup qualifier in Group J, as Doku gets the better of Sorba Thomas midway in the Wales half. That is a battle to keep an eye on, I think, those two. Neither is going to back down from a challenge. Onana in the centre circle. De Bruyne with a pocket of space, that's all he needs. Doku into the box, pulls it back and only finds the boot of Ethan Ampadu. And Wales are on the back foot here. 3.5 gone, 0-0.
De Bruyne there, finding an incredible amount of space between the midfield and the defence. picking a fabulous pass to Doku. Not for the first time. His cross not good enough from the position there where he had time on the ball.
The two yellow shirts had to leap to keep that in on the far side for Belgium. They've got red flashes down the shorts. Have the world number 8 side. This is not the golden generation anymore. As it's curled into that Wales box, Lukaku flicks on and Thomas is able to huck it away before Doku could get to it, and he leaps to try and get to the loose ball, but this is Doku up against the captain Davis, and Meunier's down the line. The cross is high towards the back post. Johnson clears out, and he's absolutely flattened as well in the process, and that'll be a Wales free kick.
After a really good start from Wales, where Sorba Thomas got into a fabulous position after being released by Jordan James, Belgium have pushed them back and down both sides. Doku on this side, Trossard on the left, causing all sorts of problems. And De Bruyne's dead ball delivery. That first one, that corner, picked out Onana, who was free on the far post. Onana should have done better with that header. So Wales defending okay, but Belgium certainly testing them.
Well, that's a header from Davis. And this is Harry Wilson. Wales with another attack. Johnson's back upon his feet and now driving forward, and the cross wins Wales their first corner of the game. That's more like it for Craig Bellamy's side, and he's up and he's waving his arms. Here's the head coach in the black bomber jacket and trousers, and a first bit of noise since kick-off from the hordes of travelling supporters. It's a sea of red to my right hand side, 1 or 2 yellow shirts and the unmistakable bucket hats as well. The red wall are here in Brussels tonight on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 as Wilson curls in the first corner, and the header is into the air and it's loose inside the box before Tillmanens takes over, and now Wales have got to watch the counter-attack. De Bruyne swirls it crossfield looking for Lukaku, but Harry Wilson is able to pluck it out of the sky.
And Lukaku just acknowledging the fact that De Bruyne had seen him, and by De Bruyne standards that was a pass that he could have made. Lukaku charging down the middle. I'm not sure I would back him in a race over 40 metres anymore, but De Bruyne saw the pass, certainly just overhit it.
We have played 6.5 minutes. That was the voice of the former Wales captain Barry Horn alongside me in the King Boudoir Stadium in Brussels. Helen Ward, former Wales striker, watching in the studio. What have you made of the opening nearly 7 minutes, Helen?
Yeah, it's similar to what Barry said, a really promising first minute or so for Wales. Belgium then came on top a little bit more, and Wales have then done the same. It's a bit to and fro at the minute, but interestingly I've noticed that Brennan Johnson seems to be occupying the right-hand side rather than the number 9 position, which I thought he might, which is good. As I said before, I think that is more suited to him, and David Brooks operating more as that sort of false little number 9 role. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, if they rotate a bit or if that's how Craig Bellamy wants them to play for the duration. But yeah, certainly not a bad start for Wales.
That noise you can hear, there's a drummer in the Belgium end behind the goal to our left, where Wales are kicking towards in the first half. Nearly every seat is taken apart from half a dozen or so blocks of the top tier acrosomers, which have got the black cloaks on. But there's Belgium flags being waved furiously, and it is the home team with a throw-in on the halfway line in front of the 2 dugouts right in front of us. We're in the main stand at the back of the lower tier as Belgium eke up the field slowly but surely. Now they're moving a bit more quickly as it's De Kuyper over on the far side. Now Trossard, edge of the box. Doku with half a chance. He scuffs the shot straight into that red wall of defenders for Wales. Goalless in Brussels. Now Belgium asking some posing questions. This is Meunier trying to keep it in. Thomas right with him by the corner flag. Doku with the dreadlocked ponytail. And now the long legs of Onana. The unmistakable hairstyle of Wout Face of Leicester City. And Belgium going from one side to the next and keeping Wales penned in. De Bruyne trying to wriggle away, and Jordan James back strongly, and he thought that should have been a goal kick. The Bosnian referee disagrees.
Both the Belgians full-backs are playing high up, and they've both been involved in 2 or 3 attacks where they've been the furthest man forward. But Monnier has just gone down, actually, and he doesn't look happy.
Yeah, the number 15 is on the turf. So you're not seeing any action. Belgium have a corner. It is Belgium 0, Wales 0 here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Radio 5 Live, and the BBC Sounds app. If you download that to your smartphone or tablet, you can take us out and about whatever you're doing this evening. Already in Wales's Group J, North Macedonia have gone top with a 1-0 win in Kazakhstan, and Liechtenstein, who are also in Wales's group, they beat them in Cardiff on Friday, have lost 4-0 to Scotland in a friendly. Croatia have just gone 1-0 up against the Czech Republic. And what about this for a scoreline? Italy 0, Moldova 1. Although that goal has gone to VAR. Italy suffered a drubbing in Oslo against Norway on Friday, as treatment continues for Meunier. And Wales have a bit of a meeting. Everyone in red, including their goalkeeper Carl Darlow, involved in a conversation here. We thought they would have their backs to the wall early on. That is how it has proved. Meunier's back up on his feet, and he's of course got to come to the sideline. So it's 10 players for Belgium at the moment, and that Moldova goal has been ruled out by VAR. So 0-0, just as it is here. And after a little delay, Kevin De Bruyne on this near right corner in front of the travelling Wales fans, takes it quickly to Doku inside the box. Wales couldn't adjust, it's blocked by Mepham. Back out to De Bruyne, and they've found Doku again inside the penalty area. It comes back out to De Bruyne. Danger this. De Bruyne through, deflection, and it goes past the post. Referee's given a penalty to Belgium. He's seen a handball in there. It's a Belgian penalty.
That was a dreadful passage of play from Wales. They've absolutely, completely switched off from the injury break, and they've let Doku free. They've let De Bruyne into the penalty area.
It's hit Brennan Johnson's elbow.
He's feigned one shot, come inside. He's feigned another. He's got it onto his left foot. The ball's going in the far side net, and I'm not sure Darlow's going to save it. Johnson's turned his back. It's clearly come off his elbow, if you like, and it only just went past the post for a corner. It nearly deflected into the other post. I assume it's being looked at, is it?
Well, they are checking this. All I'd say is
I can't see it being
his
resolved.
arm wasn't outstretched. It wasn't in an unnatural position. But for the time being,
you're right.
Romelu Lukaku has the ball under his arm. Ben Davies is stood next to him.
I don't know what
they're
Brennan
checking the
Johnson's
handball
supposed to
here.
do. I don't know where he's supposed to put his arm in that situation. He can't dislocate his arm from his body. I don't know what he's supposed to do in that situation. You'd argue that he shouldn't turn his back, of course, but for me, I don't know how he's supposed to get out of their way of that. As you said, it wasn't away from his body.
They are still checking. They're now checking for a potential offside. So you would think that would conclude that they think it's a handball.
Yeah.
So how many phases are they going to go back here? So Ben Davies has walked away. Romelu Lukaku clearly thinks this is going to be a penalty for Belgium. Brennan Johnson's arm was right by his side. It brushed his elbow. And what's the referee doing here? He's calling the two captains together as the check continues. We are not seeing any replays of what they're looking at here.
Well, if Wales get away with this, they have got away with one, because they completely switched off. They were all over the place, and it looked like Belgium were going to score from more or less anywhere on that part of the pitch.
Well, both managers are having a word with the fourth official, and they're also readying a substitute here, Belgium. So Meunier is clearly not going to be able to continue. So there's all sorts going on here in Brussels. We've played 13 and a half minutes. It's 0-0. Belgium have been given a penalty on the field for handball against Brennan Johnson. They have checked the handball. They're still checking for the offside, and we're all stood waiting. Everyone inside this stadium, none of us have any clue which way this will go, and we all have to stand and wait. The referee on the penalty spot is surrounded by 3 players of each team, the yellow shirts of Belgium and the red shirts of Wales, and you can hear what the fans think about this. They are as in the dark as we are.
I think he's given it.
And the check is over. Yeah. It is a Belgium penalty after all that. So here we go then. Romelu Lukaku, Belgium's record goal scorer, against Karl Darlow of Leeds United. This to break the deadlock in what is a huge match in Group J. Lukaku stands, hands on hips, Darlow in sky blue. He shuffles forward and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Romelu Lukaku gives Belgium the lead. It's Belgium 1, Wales 0.
Well, I'm not saying that Belgium deserve to be in front, but they've certainly been the better team since that first minute when Wales had a terrific attack down the left-hand side. They've gone through the gears, they've been down both sides. But Wales didn't help themselves in the build-up to that penalty. That was a terrible 30 seconds of play for them. Romelu Lukaku, I've got to say, he never looked like he was going to miss, did he?
Well, there was Romelu Lukaku stood in an offside position after it hit Brennan Johnson. They have ruled that wasn't relevant. And Belgium have scored first in a game that their boss Rudy Garcia said was a must-win game. And they are ahead from the penalty spot, and Belgium have made that change. Thomas Meunier is not able to continue, so Coney de Winter of Genoa is on in his place for his 4th cap. He celebrates his 23rd birthday on Thursday. Wales have it all to do as Ampadu has flown there into De Kuyper, absolutely flattened him. And it's a Belgian free kick, and that will be, I think there's going to be a yellow card as well.
Yeah, it was a bit late, wasn't it? I don't think there was a massive amount of contact, although De Kuyper followed through and kicked Ampadu, but Ampadu certainly put his foot there to be kicked. The assistant flagging furiously. The referee, yellow card, I think.
1-0 to Belgium. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live. World Cup qualifying. Roden for Wales with a tattooed forearm. Just a heavy touch by Connor Roberts. He's closed down instantly by Trossard of Arsenal. Still stacked with so much Premier League talent, this Belgium team. And Wales are just having to survive at the moment under the cosh after that penalty goal. And Roden again will just turn back to Karl Darlow in goal. It is exactly a year to the day since Wales last lost a game, 4-0 in Slovakia, bringing down the reign of Robert Page. Craig Bellamy has transformed Wales. He said yesterday in the press conference that they are further along than where he thought they'd be. Well, he also said he was trying not to make that judgment, but we got it out of him in the end. How do they react to this adversity? Behind as they were in Skopje. This is Mepham. The ball is right on the edge of the Wales penalty area, and they're happy to slow the game down here, try and get a foothold. Having been really pressed early, it's deliberately slow from Wales and from Darlow. Thomas then tries to flick it on the halfway line, and it goes back to those yellow shirts. De Bruyne spins, Lukaku, Tielemans, they're charging forward now. This is Trossard on the overlap. It's a great chance for 2-0. That is wonderful from Belgium. It is Yuri Tielemans on the end of a flowing move, and Wales are falling apart in Brussels. 2-0 to Belgium.
Oh my word, what a sequence of slick one-touch passing to take the ball from the halfway line on their right, almost to the far corner on the left. One touch, running, people running forward, and then an immaculate pass to Tielemans, who's timed his run to the penalty spot to perfection, and he makes that finish look easy. Trust me, that is an absolutely fabulous finish. The ball's coming across him, left to right, he's running onto it, he lets it run across his body and just opens his right foot up, and he puts in the top corner. Darlow, no chance. What a move. But again, right in the first minute, I know I'm going back, but Wales had the control of the game. They were knocking about, and then Thomas gave it away unnecessarily, and then Belgium for 8 to 10 minutes were on the up, and again we lost the ball unnecessarily just on the halfway line, and Belgium, as quick as you like, were on the counter-attack, and the ball's in the back of the net in seconds.
2 goals in 4 minutes. This is Brooks into the penalty for Wales. What a save by the goalkeeper. Almost an instant reply out of nothing. Now the ball's on the edge of the box. This is Ben Davies for Wales, shooting himself, parried by the goalkeeper. That was arrowing in to the bottom corner. What a period of play for Wales. They've been cut apart by 2 goals in 4 minutes, and they've had 2 glorious chances straight away.
Yeah, it's a great reaction from Wales to go in 2 goals behind. Just been a yard off it, as Barry was saying, you know, in the last few minutes since the stoppage in play just before the first goal. But fantastic reaction from Wales to go straight up the other end and force 2 very good saves.
In comes the corner, high from Thomas to the back post. Johnson tries to help it across, but he was stretching every sinew there. But first David Brooks, Barry Horn, and then Ben Davies.
The second one is a good save, because Davies has hit that outside his left foot. It's swerving, it's dipping, and it's bouncing just in front of him. The first one was even better. Give Brooks fantastic credit for his perseverance to get in there. That was a great chance. Lascelles was off his line so quickly to close down the angle.
It was a great save from Lascelles. In comes the Wales throw. A header clear by Belgium. And there might be on the counter. It's Doku and Thomas are the only 2 players there. 3 red shirts racing back to join the defence. Doku trickery. De Bruyne in for number 3. It's inches past the post. That is a coat of paint away from surely game over.
Wow. Breathtaking counter-attacking football. And Wales, I spotted that early on, where Belgium are leaving somebody up, and Wales are not really got cover on there. Thomas versus Doku. I thought Doku was just going to go for it. I thought he was going to run him. He's one of the best dribblers in the game, but he didn't. He made ground, waited for some support. Then the pass to De Bruyne, the weight on it was perfect, and De Bruyne just scuffed his shot a little bit, inches wide of the far post. Fantastic break.
We're at the midway point in the first half, and it's flown by. We've had so much action and incident. Belgium 2, Wales 0. A controversial penalty. A second goal for Belgium. Great chances for Wales. And almost a third for Belgium. This is Wilson.
Belgium are playing really, really well. Obviously, they've got great players, but I do think Wales have played a little part in their own downfall. They've been too open. They've been far too open when they've had the chance to attack. They've left them really exposed at the back, and Belgium, as we've seen, can punish it.
Would you agree with that, Helen?
Yeah, I think that's spot on. You know, I alluded to it in pre-match that Craig Bellamy doesn't set his teams up to sit back and soak up pressure, but at times in games that's what you have to do, and you have to be mindful when you're in possession what you're doing as a back line and defensive players to protect the space when the ball, you know, does get turned over, and could have easily been punished from that. With Kevin De Bruyne just saying, you think that if that's on his right foot, it ends very differently.
They're on the break again. It's Doku again over the halfway line on the near right for the yellow shirts of Belgium. Lukaku is actually the furthest player wide. He crosses onto the forehead of Ben Davies. Mepham's got his legs in a tangle. Doku takes over on the box, in the corner of the box in fact. Back to Lukaku. They're slipping and sliding on the turf here in Brussels. But Belgium, well, we said before the game they're not the golden generation, but they're purring right now. They are playing some scintillating football.
Wales are giving them the opportunity to. I mean, they'd won that ball back in the penalty area. Ben Davies, captain, massively experienced. fluffed his clearance, gave it to Doku of all people. He's enjoying himself out there, by the way, the number 22.
And so are these supporters, all apart from the corner in red to our right. They're all stood up, arms folded, sort of stunned from what they've seen. De Bruyne again just finds space to the edge of the box, and the 1-2 is tight, and it needs the sliding tackle from Roden for the corner.
They're trying to walk it in on another. If it's 0-0, Lukaku lets it run across his body and he shoots with his left foot. He doesn't play the 1-2 to De Bruyne, which had to be perfect. It nearly was, but it was just overhit. De Bruyne, the angle was too tight, wasn't it, when he eventually got there? But they're trying to walk it in, just as they did with Tielemans' goal.
And De Bruyne was sent over the advertising hoardings into the photographers. That big mass of where the athletics track normally is in this ground. It's got a big red banner with a Belgian badge over it. He is okay. And the corner is taken short from this near right side to Doku. Belgium leading 2-0. Everyone is inside the box as Doku was trying to just kid Sorba Thomas, and he jinks it inside. De Bruyne kills it high towards the back post, and it's Ampadu who's going to lead Wales away, but there's nobody up to aim at, only Harry Wilson, and he's surely going to be swallowed up here. De Bruyne knocks it out of play for a throw. A rare mistake.
Write that down. Write that down. De Bruyne miscontrols pass.
That is the voice of the former Wales captain Barry Horn, who was part of the first ever competitive Wales win against Belgium in Cardiff in 1990. And that is the only Wales game in which Ian Rush, Mark Hughes and Dean Saunders all scored in the same match. There is one for a pub quiz. As Wales find themselves 2-0 down. Mepham on the halfway line. Craig Bellamy's perched right on the edge of his technical area. They look again for Brooks down this near channel. The devout face of Leicester is there with the unmistakable hairstyle. And Lukaku flicks it away, and straight away there's gaps.
Look at the space that Tielemans is in.
And now it's Trossard scurrying up to the edge of the penalty area. Cutting in, Roberts is with him, so's Brennan Johnson. This is Tillmanen, scorer of the second Belgium goal. Onana, his Villa teammate. Eventually it comes out to Doku, who he's the conductor tonight, not De Bruyne, and he's walking pace, but he's got that explosive turn-off pace. He bursts into the box, cuts in, shoots, and it's 3-0. Darlow got a hand to it, he couldn't keep it out. Jeremy Doku is the tormentor-in-chief for Wales, and their unbeaten run under Craig Bellamy is being brought to an end in Brussels. It's 3-0.
Again, we've got to look at the defending. We know what Doku's going to do. He's done it about 5 or 6 times already tonight. He does that thing, he stands you up, he gets you stood still, waves his right foot over the ball, cuts inside his left, then again, until eventually he's either got a pass or, as the case was there, he's got a shot. He's hit it flat. Darland must have known where it was going. He couldn't get down. He got a hand to it, didn't he? Wasn't strong enough to push it past the post, but he's gone past a series of red shirts there to get into that shooting position, and they know what he's going to do, and nobody's quite close enough to Thomas to really be of assistance. Doku's come inside, and it just opened up for him.
3-0. And Craig Bellamy's got his hands on his hips. And surely there's no way back. And we've only played 28 minutes here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live.
My worry is that if Craig doesn't change something and tries to shut up shop in some way, this could be anything, because Belgium could have scored 2 more already with the positions that they've been in. At least 2 more.
I didn't think I'd have to Google at half-time Wales's heaviest defeats, but I better do that. 4-0 a year ago in Slovakia, It's 3 in Brussels. And if you want to know how much Belgium and their fans are enjoying this, we've got the first Mexican wave of the evening in this double-tiered stadium. This one main stand is separated from the other 3 which arc round the pitch. And the red wall, the Wales fans in the corner, are not taking part. There's actually one going one way and one going round the other, and the Wales fans are booed as they don't want to be involved in the Mexican wave.
I think something that Wales might have to worry about is that, you bear in mind, you know, Belgium had a really disappointing result last time out. That's a bad result for them, that. And the Nations League campaign that has just come on, these lads might want to really ram home the fact that they're back. You know, they might say, no, let's not ease off, let's keep going. They'll certainly do that till half time.
Well, that run in the Nations League was their worst since 2009, as Barry Horn is saying. They're back, or at least they appear to be, in the opening half an hour. The Mexican wave continues. We've still got daylight here in the Belgian capital, and Belgium really are putting Wales to the sword. It's a throw-in to the yellow-shirted home side on the halfway line, and Wales are going back to Roden and to Darlow, who's had no chance with any of the goals. Johnson turning on the halfway line, has his shirt tugged.
That's a yellow card.
And that's a yellow card for Maxim de Kuiper.
Good turn. So just watching the replay of the goal, 3 players Doku went past, none of them got anywhere near him.
But I said in the lead up to the goal he was walking, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's flown past 3 tackles.
But you know he's going to do that. And I criticised him for his end product right at the very start of the game.
So we can blame you, can we?
Wales can't get through, can they? Belgium are happy for Wales to have it up to a point, and then Wales lose patience to play it forward. They lose it, and Belgium, bang, straight back at them.
Well, anything can happen in football, but this looks like a mountain to climb. Belgium have not lost a European qualifier in 10 years. 35 wins, 6 draws. It is a formidable record. And you can see why on tonight's evidence. They've blown Wales away in the opening half an hour. It's back with Darlow, the Wales goalkeeper, in blue.
They've just moved up the pitch there, 20 yards as a group. And De Bruyne leading the charge through the middle. He's right up with Lukaku.
And this is Mepham. Wales inside their own half, and probably as shell-shocked as their supporters are. Johnson, he's now playing wide on the far right, and he's flown past his fullback, who has been cautioned. The cross leaves a lot to be desired, though. In fact, it got a touch on the way, did it? No. Onto the roof of the net, and a goal kick to Belgium.
Great position he's put himself in. Lovely turn. As I say, taking his man on, he daren't try to tackle him, having just been booked. But the cross was overhit.
That's the voice of the former Wales captain, Barry Horn, alongside me here in Brussels. Helen Ward watching back in the studio. Is it damage limitation already? If you were Craig Bellamy, what would you do?
Yeah, 100%. I think the key now is to get through to half-time without any more goals. You know, if you can get yourselves one, then great, but certainly don't concede another. You know, it's got sort of reminds me a little bit of where we sat last Tuesday watching the women play against Italy. You know, it's just not been Wales's game at all. Too far off it. You know, showing too much space to the likes of Jeremy Doku, who's doing exactly as he pleases out there. And yeah, credit to Belgium. They're having a fantastic half of football, and they look much more a team than they ever have done in the past. You know, with the superstars we've talked about so often. But this is a group of players that you look at the teams they play for, they work hard, they support each other, they back each other up, and they're showing exactly that out there tonight.
Well, we should pay tribute to the women's team. It is their summer of women's sport. Wales are at Euro 2025 and all their games will be live on BBC Radio Wales, starting with the match against the Netherlands in Lucerne on July the 5th. And there's also a documentary fronted by the star player Jess Fishlock, which will be on BBC Sounds, telling the story of their journey to the finals, starting on Monday the 16th of June. Here in the men's World Cup qualifiers for 2026, the first World Cup to be hosted by 3 countries. Wales are 3-0 down to Belgium. You're listening to BBC Radio Wales, BBC 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. Belgium think they should have had a foul on the edge of the box, and the Bosnian referee tells him to get up.
That's three times he's done that. We broke off to go back to the studio. There was an instance earlier on where Doku, as he does so often, he feels contact, he goes down, he grabs the ball, and that sort of makes the referee give him the free kick. But the referee just went, no, it's handball, free kick to Wales. And another couple of occasions the Belgian player's gone down expecting a free kick, and he's just not having it. So fair play to him.
10 minutes left of the first half. Can Wales steady the ship? They've actually now had more possession than the Belgians, but Belgium, well, they've done the damage of the Red Devils. Mepham wanders slowly forward over the halfway line.
They want Wales to play a forward pass. They want Wales to try to get at them, because every time they pinch it, they're off and away
at great speed as well.
And Wales know that now as well, so they're all reluctant to try to play that ball.
It's a lot more patient from Wales. This is Johnson wide on the far right, midway in the Belgium half. They go back to the halfway line. Ampadu switches it to Sorba Thomas with the ponytail on the near left, the low-hung socks. Davis, all midway in the hosts' half of the field. They're all behind the ball. It's given away by Ampadu. And it's out to the substitute Aaron De Winter. And Ben Davis has taken one in the face from Doku. And he's down. Play continues. Referee hasn't stopped the game. And De Winter leads forward. Davis is still down on the field, and now he stops the game. It was a head injury. Surely has to stop it straight away, no matter what the home fans think.
Well, the first thought was, I've just praised him for not giving free kicks to the Belgians every time they go down. So I've got to be fair to him, and I'm going to say he didn't realise it was potentially a head injury. Maybe one of the assistants has just told him.
He gets an arm in the face. I don't think there's any malice. It's not an elbow, so there's no hint that there'll be any recriminations for the Manchester City winger, who really has put Wales to the sword. He scored the 3rd goal, but he's terrorised them. Romelu Lukaku from the penalty spot. Yuri Tillmanens on the end of a flowing team move. And Jeremy Doku, all inside 27 minutes. Belgium 3, Wales 0. Here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live. We're back underway. And Ben Davis is okay. Wales are not okay. 3-0 down. As Tillmanens just avoids the challenge, the firm one that is, of Ethan Ampadu, the Leeds United captain. And Belgium are just trying to draw Wales out, just as when Wales have the ball, they're trying to suck them forward to pinch the ball and attack at pace. It's drilled long by the goalkeeper Matt Sells, and it's a Wales throw across from us on the far side. And surely we'll see changes at half-time, which is 7 minutes away plus stoppage time, and there will be stoppage time We had that lengthy VAR check for the penalty which broke the deadlock. Ampadu's caught in possession and he's laid down, and now Belgium come forward again. It's Trossard into the penalty area. He's running out of road though, wide on the far left hand side. He's gone to the byline, cross towards Doku at the back post, and Thomas comes from absolutely nowhere to knock it behind for a corner.
He salvaged the situation ultimately, Trossard, with a little check back onto the byline, but he missed his opportunity. De Bruyne has released him, he's checked back on his right foot, and the pass is to De Bruyne, who's found himself in a pocket of space. Trossard chose not to, but as I say, he did salvage the situation with a terrific ball to the far post. I thought Lukaku might have tried to head that in, but he's obviously got a shout from Doku. There's yellow shirts arriving all over the place, waiting to put the ball in the back of the net.
When they want to come forward, they fight. It's almost as if they've got an extra player. Yellow shirts from everywhere. They've taken the corner shot. Wales have switched off again. Doku into the penalty area, and it's scrambled to the edge of the box. Tillmanens with a shot, hits Onana, and Wales scramble it away up to the halfway line.
That's a fantastic strike by Tielemans, by the way. But you can't, at this stage of the game, when Doku's tearing you apart, you can't let him and De Bruyne play a little 1-2 around you there, not send two men out, knowing exactly what they're going to do. Short corner to De Bruyne. De Bruyne plays it in behind the full-back. Doku's in on his own, crosses for Tielemans to have a shot on goal.
And that's what the first goal came about, with the penalty spot. Meantime, Doku, who's having the time of his life out there, finds space wide on the left this time. Belgium are bossing it, absolutely no doubt about it. It's Doku on the left. He'll have a go at Brennan Johnson this time. Slides it in. It's another great Belgian move. Lukaku with his back to goal, shooting, deflects to the edge of the penalty area. This is De Bruyne, corner of the box. He's just about scuffed it but kept hold of the ball. Trossard central, looks over the top for the runner who was Doku. Wales have got it, and Wales might be further behind if they're not careful. Brennan Johnson's won the foul.
Trossard
and a yellow card for Leandro Trossard.
100%. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he was doing exactly the same as the Kuiper about 15-20 minutes ago. Johnson's away if he doesn't do this. It takes him out of the game. Belgium jog back into position.
Well, they know what they're doing, but when they go forward, again, they've got no answer to Doku at the moment.
But then it's the people joining in, it's the numbers they're getting forward in space, and they are just trying to walk the ball in that. Although on that occasion Lukaku might have been better laying that ball off for somebody instead of turning and trying the shot himself.
It's a Wales free kick, and they've got the possession inside the Belgium half. 4 minutes left of this first period. This is Thomas on the left hand side, and it's a cross or a shot. In the end it's neither. It sails harmlessly wide for a goal kick to Belgium.
I've got to say, in amongst all of the praise that we're giving to Belgium, that's at least 3 times where Jordan James and Thomas have linked up really, really well to put Thomas into a terrific position. Thomas's movement and run, and James seeing the pass and delivering it.
Italy 1, Moldova 0. This after Moldova had a goal ruled out earlier on thanks to VAR. Gibraltar are 1-0 up against the Faroe Islands. Croatia 1, Czech Republic 0. And earlier today in Wales's group, North Macedonia went top with a 1-0 win in Kazakhstan. And in a friendly, Liechtenstein, who were also in Wales's group, the minnows of Group J, were beaten 4-0 at home by Scotland. 3 minutes remain, and plenty of supporters around this magnificent stadium are making their way to the concourses for some half-time refreshment. It's a beacon of Belgian football, this stadium. Really sticks out once you get outside of the city centre. We're on the northwest outskirts tonight. Night is starting to draw in. We're starting to see the foreshadows of the players on the pitch created by the floodlights, but it's still incredibly mild. It's been a muggy, sticky day, and Wales find themselves in a really sticky situation. 3-0 down, 2 minutes left of the first half, here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live. It's walking pace at the moment from Belgium, who are toying with Wales here, sorry. Onana to Tillmanens, one of the scorers. And they look like they feel they can score whenever they want to. And they look like they can go through the gears, and this man embodies it. Doku, more trickery. Out to De Bruyne on this near right, edge of the box. Trossard has time to miscontrol it. It hits ahead, it wriggles out to Doku, and it's saved low at the
Offside.
feet by Darlow. It wouldn't have counted anyway, he was offside, and Jordan James, in the build-up to that effort, took one square in the face.
He's waving the physio off. He doesn't want to have to go off the pitch. Yeah, it's hit him in the face. It stings for a little while, but he knows he's going to be okay. Another fantastic move from Belgium. De Bruyne popping up on the right-hand side, Doku through the middle. And as this ball comes to him from Trossard,
he is offside.
It was tight, but he looked offside. And Darlow thought he was going to get there, then stopped. But in the end, makes a good save.
Well, in the Nations League, Wales conceded just 4 goals. Only England in League B conceded less. They've shipped 3 in this first half, 3 in the opening 27 minutes. Is there any way back? As Jordan James wins a free kick for Wales inside the Belgium half, but it's way away from Matt Selzer's goal. They had that little flurry at 2-0 down when Brooks and Davis went close.
They had a chance, 0-0 as well in the first minute, don't forget. A chance to make a chance. Seems like longer than 4 minutes, that VAR stop.
Time seemed to stand still, didn't it? 4 minutes of added time, as Barry Horn alluded to there. Wales just want to survive, I think, get to half-time, and Craig Bellamy will have to earn his crust and try and reorganise things. The game may surely have already gone, and you never know with this, the way this group is shaping up. Goal difference in the head-to-head records could prove to be crucial. Because don't write North Macedonia out of it yet. They've taken points off both Wales and Belgium in Skopje. Now Belgium drew there on Friday. Wales needed a last gasp equaliser to escape in March.
Although the scorelines are the same and the results are the same, I think the circumstances will be different. If you look, I haven't seen the game. I've seen the reports, and Belgium were dominant in every aspect of that game, whereas with Wales it was nip and tuck, wasn't it, their game over there. So I think Belgium will be massively disappointed with that result.
This is Jordan James. Ben Davies is on the edge of the box. He's not fouled. It comes out to Thomas on the left. Cross takes a deflection, I think. That might be a Wales corner. Well, it is indeed.
The goal now would give him hope. Thomas again finding himself free.
As we see another replay of Doku's third goal, and it's wonderful skill from him, but it's all too easy from a Wales point of view. We've played 90 seconds of the 4 added minutes in Brussels. The goal now might just change the equation. It's curled into the box, headed away comfortably by Belgium, by De Kuiper, kept alive by Johnson. In fact, he's won the throw on the opposite side of the field, the far right for Wales, level with a penalty spot. And Connor Roberts will hurl this in as Wales try and get something to salvage the first half. They've got 2 red shirts on the edge of the box. Every Belgian player is inside that penalty area. It's headed away by Lukaku. De Bruyne is underneath it on the edge of the box. Loose ball is collected by Ampadu. Thomas in the dying embers of this first half. Wales are back on the halfway line, but with the ball at their feet. As Belgium again look to try and pinch it, but it's out to Thomas on the left-hand side. They'll scurry infield, play the reverse pass to Ben Davies, of all people, the captain, and that's deflected behind for another Wales corner. They're finishing strongly, even if they are 3-0 down.
Not only has Ben Davies popped up as the furthest forward player, he's timed his run to absolute perfection, and Thomas has found him with a terrific reverse pass. Davies did the right thing, he's trying to cut it back, and look who's back there with him, Kevin De Bruyne, who's who I'm going to say has covered most of the pitch tonight. He's been fantastic. His running and his work rate have been terrific.
Thomas with this corner. This is surely the last action of the first half, which has belonged to Belgium. It's towards the back post. Keeper punches it away from the head of the defender. Wales want a penalty. The player down, and the referee stopping the game. And what's he giving here? Is this a Wales penalty?
I think it might be.
No one's really sure. The referee stopped the game. I think this might be a penalty to Wales, you know.
I don't know if he's, well, one of two things. He's either stopped it because it is a head injury.
He's taken one in the face from the goalkeeper.
He's had a look at it. He didn't go immediately. He's had a look at it and replayed and thought, you know, I'm going to give a penalty. It might just be that he's stopping the game because he thinks it might be head injury. There was a delay. I think VAR will definitely look at it either way.
This is a Wales penalty. He is given a Wales penalty. And there's a penalty check now from VAR.
I did see his arm outstretched as he stopped the game. He's just giving himself some time to make that decision. I'm not looking at that second angle of the replay. I'm not sure that it'll be given.
Well, I said he took one in the face, and then there was that replay,
and he
sort of glanced with the fingers.
And he got the ball, didn't he?
There was no roar from the Wales fans because it wasn't emphatic. They are checking this, but Harry Wilson's got the ball under his arm. And for the second time tonight, we have penalty VAR controversy as Matt Sells grabs a piece of paper, no doubt to look at the instructions of that the goalkeepers get now, all the data as the check continues. So we are into a 6th minute of added time. It's been a dramatic first half here in Brussels, and Wales have got the chance to change this, the mood, the feel of this game. They've been blown away in the first half, but if this is given, they've got a great chance.
It's clearly not as cut and dried as it might have looked initially, and I think that second replay that we saw might just be the one that the video assistant is looking at the moment.
Well, you always feel the check is over. It's a penalty to Wales. What a chance this is. And now there's a roar from the away end, but boos from the home supporters. This is a massive moment deep into first half stoppage time. Harry Wilson calmly steps back against Matt Sells. Wales 3-0 down. This will give them hope for the second half. Wilson, who's been Wales' standout attacking player, comes forward, strikes it left-footed into the bottom corner. Game on. Wales are not out of it yet. It's 3-1.
Fantastic to get a goal back at this time of the game, to go in, 3-1 instead of 3-0. It might not sound a massive difference, but that's going to give them a massive lift after being completely shell-shocked for half an hour, I would say.
That was nerveless from Harry Wilson, and Belgium is still protesting.
He's on fire for Wales, Harry Wilson, isn't he? Confident. I'm not sure what Matt Sells has got that horribly wrong, hasn't he?
2 goals in 2 for Harry Wilson back in the Wales team. And we're into a 8th minute of first half stoppage time, and this is action-packed, dramatic first half. And Trossard has found space in the left. Maybe we're not finished yet. Cutting into the box. Trossard then goes around the outside, shoots past everyone and past the post. And Belgium almost restored their 3-goal advantage seconds after it was pulled back. There is the half-time whistle to end a breathless first half, Barry Horn.
What a burst of pace from Trossard. Checked on his right, back onto his left, drags his shot wide of the far post for about that's 3. I think that's 3 that's shaved the outside of that far post. What a half of football. Belgium, very, very, very impressive. At times, too often, I think Wales have played into their hands or made it easy for them in terms of their naivety from the short corners, in terms of switching off when Moynier went down, and they completely, switched off there and the ball was in the back of the net within 30 seconds. And early on, naive at the other end, giving the ball away cheaply and allowing Belgium to launch those devastating counter-attacks. But Craig Bellamy's got them inside. There may not be changing personnel, but I think there'll be changing attitude. And they've got that lifeline at the end of the half.
So Lukaku, Tielemans and Doku for Belgium. Wilson in stoppage time for Wales. At the break, it's Belgium 3, Wales 1.
Mark and Barry, thank you. We'll be back with Mark Poyser and Barry Horn in around 15 minutes' time. What a quite dramatic opening 45 minutes, or 50 minutes plus, I should say, in Brussels. Wales trail Belgium 3-1 in their World Cup qualifier. The former Wales defender Danny Gabardon is with me. It's hard to dissect that, I think, in the next couple of minutes. I mean, Lukaku, Tielemans and Doku all putting Belgium ahead 3-0 inside 26 minutes. Belgium were all over Wales, and then obviously a glimmer of hope in the deep into added time with that Harry Wilson penalty. Where on earth do we start? I mean, Belgium absolutely ran Wales ragged, didn't they, Danny?
To put it mildly, really disappointing first half performance from Wales, where you look where they kind of come into this game, the run they've kind of been on, how well they've been playing, how well they've actually been defending as well. But we just didn't see any of that in that first half. And look, good teams can kind of do that to you. If you're not quite on your game, if you're not quite set up correctly tactically, the players are maybe not doing the right stuff, then that's what can happen. I think for Wales to kind of get a goal back just before half-time, obviously gives the team a little bit of hope, but you just get that feeling that, every time Belgium were going forward, then they're going to score a goal. Wales just looked so open and so vulnerable defensively. You just can't really say how Wales going to come back into this second half. But, you have to give credit to Belgium as well. They played some really good football in that first half. But I think Wales have allowed Belgium to do that. They've just been too passive. They've been too open. They've not been able to stop the counter-attack. When they've got bodies back, they're still getting played through as well. And, it could have been more than 3, to be honest with you.
And what does Craig Bellamy do now? Because we know he likes to play offensive football, but surely he has to change the tactics somewhat. And we heard Helen Ward talk in the first half about potentially it all being about damage limitation. He can't afford perhaps that Wilson penalty to change the narrative, or can he?
Well, it might slightly change the team talk. At 3-0 at half-time, you're thinking the game's over, and it is about kind of salvaging pride. But, there has been 1 or 2 good moments for Wales in that first half when they've been able to kind of get in and around Belgium's 18-yard box. The problem is when they don't have the ball. They've just been defensively all over the place. There's been a bit of a tweak to the system tonight, which I don't really think has worked that well. They've kind of not played with an orthodox centre forward and tried to play with 2 number 10s in David Brooks and Harry Wilson. I don't think that has really helped them defensively. They've conceded a lot of space in wide areas. Doku and De Bruyne have just had the freedom of Belgium really to do whatever they want. So look, a system change, maybe personnel change, or both. But Craig's going to have to do something, because if we continue playing to that level second half, then you can only see more goals for Belgium.
We'll have more from Danny Gabardon shortly. We'll also get reaction to Scotland's 4-0 friendly win over Liechtenstein, and the latest on the Tottenham situation and their pursuit of Brentford boss Thomas Frank. First, though, it's time for the very latest BBC News with Lisa McCormick.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Stella. The government's reinstating the winter fuel allowance for most pensioners in England and Wales. Pensioners with an income of less than £35,000 will receive the payment this year. The Reform UK leader, Nigel Farage, claims he's responsible for the government's U-turn.
I kept on saying, all but the very wealthiest pensioners should get the winter fuel allowance. There is no doubt in my mind that the government would not have U-turned on this had it not been for the pressure that Reform UK is putting on them.
An NHS mental health trust in East London and one of its ward managers have been found guilty of breaching health and safety rules over the death of a 22-year-old patient. Alice Figueiredo took her own life in 2015 while being treated at Goodmayes Hospital in Ilford. There's been international condemnation of Israel after the military intercepted a boat used by a campaign group trying to break the aid blockade of Gaza. President Macron's calling for the swift return of 6 French activists on board. Amnesty International says Israel's actions are another violation of international law. Our correspondent, Sebastian Usher, is in Jerusalem.
They're expecting the boat with the activists on board to arrive in the port of Ashdod, which is just above Gaza, and that the aim of the Israelis is really to get them out of Israel as fast as possible. So I think the likelihood seems to be that they'll be taken straight to the airport and deported.
The family of a 14-year-old boy stabbed to death in Manchester yesterday have described him as funny, caring and hardworking. Ibrahim Asek was killed in the New Moston area last night. 2 14-year-old boys and a 16-year-old boy are being questioned on suspicion of murder. The Attorney General in California has sued President Trump for deploying the National Guard without the governor's permission. The lawsuit argues that Mr Trump overstepped his authority and trampled on the state's sovereignty. And the Day of the Jackal author, Frederick Forsyth, has died at the age of 86. He was one of Britain's most successful thriller writers, selling more than 75 million books worldwide.
Why do some big successful brands go bust? Toast is back for a new series, taking a look at the decisions that often left investors burnt. I'm Sean Farrington, a BBC Business journalist. I'll be hearing about the hype.
They're going to do the deal that makes them the most money at that point of time.
And unpicking what went wrong. Talking to owners and employees to ask, what can we learn?
It was being undercut by similar rivals. It just couldn't survive.
Toast. Listen first on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're listening to 5 Live Sport with myself, Delith Lloyd, 8:45. And Wales have a lot to do in the second half, don't they? We'll be back in Brussels for second half commentary. They trail Belgium 3-1 in a World Cup qualifier. A lot of work to do, as I say, by Craig Bellamy's team. Earlier on, though, Che Adams scored a hat-trick as Scotland beat Liechtenstein 4-0 in a friendly. Afterwards, their manager Steve Clarke spoke to BBC Scotland's Jonathan Sutherland.
Steve, you seemed very relaxed before the match got underway, but was there a slight sigh of relief when that early goal hit the back of the net?
Not really. Listen, I know my players, I trust my players. We've had a couple of disappointments and I know they've always shown their resilience to come back and do what they can do. Like I said, no bearing on what's going to happen later in the year, but it's nice to finish this camp with a nice win.
A lot of talk about how Scotland strikers have struggled for goals over the last year or so. So how delighted are you for Che Adams today? What a performance, a hat-trick and an assist.
Yeah, good. Really, really pleased for Shea. Listen, we know what Shea can bring us. He's been with us for a number of years now. We know he's a top quality striker. Strikers need goals. It's been a little while since he got one, so I knew he was desperate to score. He gets an early one, which releases the tension a little bit. I left him on because I knew he'd be desperate for that hat trick, and thankfully he got it right on the final kick. And obviously the assist for George is big as well. So we play 2 strikers and both score. So that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, you will obviously face stronger opposition than Liechtenstein in the not too distant future, but a twin strike force, could that be the way forward for Scotland?
Well, it's not the first time I've done it. If you think way back when Lyndon Dykes and Shea would be a front 2 for me, it's something that we've used before. It's like I said, it's just nice that they get the chance to get a few goals. Most teams come here and probably win against Liechtenstein, but not too many come here and score 4, so that's nice as well.
Steve Clarke speaking to BBC Scotland's Jonathan Sutherland there. To let you know as well, 5 Live and BBC Sounds will bring you commentary of England against Senegal from the City Ground tomorrow. That's a friendly. John Murray, Ian Dennis and Leon Osman will be there. It's a 7:45 kick-off. Kelly Summers on air with all the build-up from 7. Before that, though, you can listen to the latest edition of the Football Daily, where the team are joined by the Telegraph's Mike McGrath to discuss all ahead of England's second match of the international break. Now, I promised you the latest on the Tottenham situation. Well, Thomas Frank has emerged as the leading contender to replace Ange Postecoglou at Spurs. Postecoglou was sacked on Friday, just 16 days after guiding the club to victory in the Europa League final, and it seems Tottenham have acted swiftly in their efforts to replace him. Earlier today, I spoke to BBC Sports senior football correspondent Sammy Mockbell and asked him how close the move is to being completed.
Today, Tottenham have made a formal approach to Brentford to speak to Thomas Frank. I think the machinations towards that have been ongoing for a while, shall we say, and I think these now are the final steps towards what will likely be Thomas Frank becoming Tottenham's new head coach.
And presumably Brentford will have to give permission, but obviously if he does then have talks with Tottenham and Tottenham want him to come, there's obviously a few things to sort out because he's still under contract at Brentford, isn't he, for another couple of seasons? So what will have to happen? Yeah,
there will be a compensation package that will need to be paid. Our understanding of that situation is that it's a £10 million fixed fee for Thomas Frank. What I also understand is that Thomas Frank is quite keen on bringing a number of his staff, backroom staff, with him to Tottenham. You'd imagine that would cost Tottenham a little bit more to get those guys out of their contracts as well. But as things stand, I'm told there are still some things that need to be sorted, and there is still some work to be done. But the noises and the vibes that I'm getting and the information I'm receiving suggests that Thomas Frank will be the new Tottenham head coach, and I can't foresee anything at the moment that will block that from happening.
And he's become, hasn't he, Thomas Frank, very sought after now, bearing in mind he's turned Brentford into an established Premier League club? Absolutely. I think the interesting point to make here is Tottenham's technical director, Johan Lang, who was previously at Aston Villa. My understanding is he tried to get him into Aston Villa when they appointed Steven Gerrard, but obviously that didn't happen. So I think it's no surprise now that Johan Lang is at Tottenham, and he looks like he's going to get his way. He's going to look like he's going to get his wish with working alongside Thomas Frank, who, as you say, has done a marvellous job in not only getting them up from the Championship, because we know how hard that job can be. That Championship is brutal and demanding, but also stabilising Brentford into a polished top-flight club, really. You know, they never looked like under any danger of getting relegated, and people will look at them and frown upon that. But that is a fantastic achievement for a club the size of Brentford. And then, you know, some of the players that he's helped develop, you know, Ivan Toney's gone on to play for England. Mbeumo's a fantastic player. Jan Visser scores lots of goals. And he's a coach that develops players, and he makes players better. And I think that's the attraction for Tottenham and Daniel Levy there. And just finally, Sammy, you mentioned he's the top of a one-man list, Thomas Frank. Is it just a matter of days? How quickly do we expect this deal to finally get over the line? Yeah, I think I'd be shocked if it wasn't done by the end of the week. Probably before, to be honest. Things are moving now at a rapid pace. Every time I sort of text or call the contact, there's another update, which points towards this deal being wrapped up pretty quickly. And I'd be very, very surprised if inside the next 48 to 72 hours Thomas Frank isn't named Tottenham manager. BBC Sports senior football correspondent Sammy Mockbell. Of course, when that deal is done, we will of course bring that news to you on 5 Live. You're listening to 5 Live Sport with myself, Deliath Lloyd, the former Wales defender Danny Gabardon with me as well before we head back to Brussels for second half commentary. The players just emerging from the dressing room. So what now then, Danny? You said there may be a system change, potentially a player change as well. Is it a case of maybe for Craig Bellamy and Wales just to see how the opening 10 minutes of the second half goes?
Yeah, I think obviously second half Wales, they can't concede another goal at 3-1. They're back in this game. But the way Belgium played first half, the amount of chances that they created, you know, if they're able to kind of shut the back door second half, it gives you a chance of getting back into the game. So I'm not sure what Craig will do. Knowing him, he might not do anything. It might just be a team talk in there where he's just asking a bit more from the players in terms of their commitment and their work rate. But certainly he's got to do something about De Bruyne and Doku, because way too much space for those two players in that first half. And we saw what they can do when they're given space to play. They can really hurt you.
Danny will speak at half-time. Former Wales defender Danny Gabardon. Let's head back then to Brussels. The BBC Wales commentary team, the former Wales captain Barry Horne, and details of Belgium changes, Mark Poyser.
And Arthur Theat as well are also coming on for Belgium. So we wait and see how that might affect their formation. It looks like it will be the same Wales side that got themselves into a bit of a mess in the first half. 3-0 down. And it's Leandro Trossard, who was booked in that first half, who is replaced by Sevilla's Dodi Lukebakio. And the other change is at fullback. The other player caution, Maxim de Kuiper, replaced by Frankfurt's Arthur Theatre, who made his debut, actually, his international debut against Wales in November 2021. And there's the whistle. We're back underway for the second half here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5. Can Wales launch an unlikely comeback? 3-1 down, but that penalty in first half stoppage time has given them hope, as they now kick towards the away end. All in red, and they've won the ball high up the field in the opening seconds. This is Johnson. There's a Belgian player down as play continues. Roberts crosses into the box. It's headed away before it reaches him. Out to Ben Davies. It's Onana, actually, who's on his feet, hobbling around of Aston Villa.
That was his. That was a bugbear of mine when he was at Everton. He should that all the time. Look, he's fine now. Look, absolutely nothing wrong with him. It's driving me mad. Good start from Wales. Good start.
That's Barry Horne, the former Wales captain, formerly of Everton as well, and a goal scorer the last time Wales drew 3-3 in 1989 against Israel. But it might not be 3-3 for much longer, because this is Belgium coming through, and it's blazed over the crossbar. Lukebakio's almost just come on, and what an opportunity to take the game well and truly away from Wales, and instead of making it 4-1, it's into the crowd.
What a chance that is. It's a break, a simple break, just moving the ball down the pitch at pace. Looks inside, who's there and supported him? He's been everywhere tonight, De Bruyne. Pass into De Bruyne, and then one touch off the inside of his right foot. He's played him in, and he's not only in on goal, he's got all the time in the world. His head's gone. He's swung at it. He slashed at it over the bar, because he was bearing down on Darlow. He could have passed it either side to him, just rolled it in the corner, but he's put his foot through it over the bar. That's a let off for Wales. And just as I've said, Wales have made a good start. They give the ball away, bang, he's on his own in the penalty area on his left foot.
They're still alive, but only just. Wales all in red with the green and white trim, going from left to right towards the away end. They have once more Darlow in goal, Roberts, Roden, Mepham and Davis, Ampadu and Jordan James, then Brooks, Wilson and Thomas, and Brennan Johnson up front, although it looks like now Brennan Johnson is playing on this near right, and David Brooks is the furthest player forward. I'll give you the Belgian team in just a moment. They're all in yellow and they're attacking again. Firm challenge across by Roden, smashed into him there. The ball's on the near left-hand side for Belgium. We've played nearly 3 minutes of the second half. Belgium, they've made a couple of subs at half-time, and one in the first half, which was enforced. So it's Sells in goal, De Winter, Face, De Bast and Theate, and then Tillmanens and Onana, with De Bruyne behind the front three now of Lukebakio and Doku and Romelu Lukaku, whose VAR penalty started things off in the 15th minute. De Bruyne is hauled to the floor by Wales, and this is a free kick on this near left.
Once again, De Bruyne is the furthest man forward. He's the one that's breaking from midfield. Good strength to draw the free kick. But just going back to that chance that Lukebakio had, he's played into De Bruyne now. It's in an instant. It's not even a blink of an eye. The ball's back in front of him from De Bruyne. You know, absolute genius. And it looks a simple pass. It's not. The weight, the angle of it.
It's curled in by De Bruyne. Headed out by Wales, but actually headed to Doku on the near right side. And again, that run he makes where he stops the ball dead, just jinks, tries to kid the defender with his boot, gets it back. Now he's attacking at pace, now he's driving, and now he's curling it over the crossbar for a Wales goal kick.
Well, the initial attack from Doku was better. Wales they doubled up on him, forcing him back, but when he got the ball back, he gets his man one-on-one again, and the result is a shot on goal. Fortunately for Wales, it was off target.
That is the voice of the former Wales captain Barry Horn here on BBC Radio Wales. Helen Ward, the former Wales striker, is watching in the studio. You surprised, Helen, there was no personnel changes at the interval?
No, I don't think so. I said briefly just before the second half started that I think because of the goal, Craig Bellamy might have wanted to give these 11 players the opportunity to try and build on that momentum. It looked like they might do that really early in the second half, and then since then it's formed the same pattern as the first half, where Belgium should have added a fourth and have been in possession of the football ever since. So I'd expect some changes to come soon if nothing changes, because at the moment it looks like a lost battle out there for the players on the pitch at the moment.
It's Belgium 3, Wales 1. Belgium have the ball with Onana. This is De Bruyne turning and curling and over the crossbar. The Wales subs that Craig Bellamy has to choose from, the two keepers Ward and Davis, and then it's De Silva, Matondo, Cullen, Moore, Capaccio, Cabango, Harris, Kumas, Sheehan and Broadhead. And a reminder that Wales have not lost yet under their new manager, the first Wales manager ever to go unbeaten in his first 4 games. And this is Harry Wilson on the right. There's space at the back post. It's Sorba Thomas! It's 3-2! And well, the comeback, the mountain might just be climbed, because Belgium are now stunned and it's Wales who are celebrating. An unlikely comeback might be on the cards, because it's now Belgium 3, Wales 2, Sorba Thomas.
That's a fantastic goal from Wales. The work between Brennan Johnson and Harry Wilson on this left-hand side. Really great weighted pass from Johnson, and he makes a fantastic run into the box, drags players away. Harry Wilson finds Sorba Thomas. Looks like there might not be enough legs on the pass, but gets it into Sorba Thomas's feet, and he finds the back of the net with a great finish.
That was a brilliant goal. Absolutely fabulous. The thing that catches the eye as having made the goal is Wilson's pass, which was inch perfect. De Winter thought he was going to get it, then he realised he wasn't. He had to backpedal. Lovely finish from Thomas, obviously, who's come in. But the thing that really sort of caused the Belgian defence loads of problems was Brooks and Johnson's run, which completely dragged the entire Belgian defence across, which left the space for Thomas to come into, and Wilson saw him and played the perfect pass. There's a check, look, for offside.
Yeah, there's a V. While Barry and Helen were talking, they have not kicked back off yet, because there's a checking a potential offside.
It's not Thomas.
It's a goal.
No. There's no way Thomas was offside. Was it Wilson that might have been tight on the line when Johnson played him in?
The check is over, and it's 3-2. What a night of international football we're having here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Radio 5 and the BBC Sounds app. Download that to your smartphone or tablet and take us out and about wherever you go, because I don't think you want to miss the rest of this match. We're only 8 minutes into the second half, and Wales, who were 3-0 down, now have hope of the most unlikely of comebacks. There's still plenty of time to go. And this is Johnson. There's more space for Thomas wide on the left. It's Belgium's turn to pedal back. Thomas into the box, curling, and Brooks with a header straight at the keeper. But they've got to keep the back door shut. Doku comes in. Harry Wilson slides in and gets the ball back for Wales. It's blood and thunder stuff here in Brussels. It's a mistake from Roden. De Bruyne pinches it into the box for Belgium, tries to pull it back. De Bruyne then gets to the loose ball ahead of Roden. And there's a chance here for number 4. And what a block that is from Ben Davis, the captain, and how they needed him. That was a certain goal for Lucky Bacchio.
Wow. I was trying to get in the point that Harry Wilson was the defender who launched into a terrific tackle, and I've been on about De Bruyne all night, his work, and then all of a sudden De Bruyne is pinching the ball and he's tearing towards the Wales goal. First shot blocked, used his strength, and that's tiring, by the way, to do what he's done there, to get the ball back and finds a pass to Lucky Bacchio, who possibly, well, it was a chance, wasn't it? I'm not saying he should have scored, but it was certainly a presentable opportunity. What fantastic, it's breathtaking, absolutely fantastic game.
So much incident and talking point. We've only played 54 minutes. If you're just tuning into us, where on earth have you been? You've missed all sorts. Lukaku, Tielemans and Doku gave Belgium a 3-0 lead inside 27 minutes. Harry Wilson with a penalty in first half stoppage time. And now Sorba Thomas, and it's the red wall belting out, "Don't take me home." We are back at Euro 2016, and they're summoning that spirit of that famous quarter-final win in Lille. 3-2 to Belgium, but Wales have the momentum in this topsy-turvy night in Group J. It's Belgium's turn to slow the game down, to try and get a foothold.
Lucky Bacchio and Doku have swapped. When he came on a sub, he took his place on the left. We're more used to seeing Doku on the left, of course, so they've switched. De Bruyne is now playing as an advanced number 10. I would say he's not getting back as he was in the first half. He's holding his position up alongside Lukaku, and he's just looking to get on the ball behind Wales' midfield, and he's working hard to do that. And there he goes.
Doku rummaging away in space on the near left, and he's driving at Rodon, twisting one way and the next. They're equal to it. It comes out to De Bruyne, and Rodon it is who throws himself at the ball, and it's a corner to Belgium on the far right.
And there he goes, because he's got himself into a position, and it was De Bruyne who rolled that ball in behind Wales for Doku to run onto, and there he is again picking up the loose ball for the shot on goal.
It's a great finish from Sorba Thomas. We've just seen the replay. Slots it through the legs of Matt Sells, turns to the travelling fans and throws his arms up and down. This is a Belgium corner. Again, it's short to Doku. Wales this time just about readjusting the nick of time. It's curled into the box, volleyed away by Mepham.
He hasn't had a great 10 minutes looking back since coming on, has he? He's missed a couple of chances. That's a terrible cross from that position that he's just put in. But Belgium have got possession again.
Something tells me the scoring is not over. And this is Tielemans on the edge of the penalty area. Wales will search for an equaliser. They've got to keep the back door shut. Ball's deep in their territory on the edge of the box, wide on the far right. Float across into the arms of Darlow. That's comfortable for the Wales keeper.
That's the number 14 again. Lucky Bacchio again with it. Wasted a very, very good position for his team. Just hoisting a pointless ball straight into Darlow's arms.
All the noise you can hear in the background is from those Wales fans. They were silent in the first half. It's a sea of red. They've got 2 or 3 blocks in the corner of the opposite 3 stands. They're all connected. They are around the pitch. We're in this main stand, this square box-like structure with the top tier almost overhanging our commentary position right at the back, as Wales are preparing a change down there. I think that's Liam Cullen stripped. And this is Connor Roberts on the ball for Wales, and he's clipped by Jeremy Doku, and it's a Wales free kick midway in the Belgium half on the near right side, as Wales eye the unlikeliest of comebacks.
It'll be interesting to see what Craig Bellamy's thinking with his subs, because he will make changes. I'm pretty certain about that. He's going to make it.
Well, they're taking it short, and the referee's not happy. Brennan Johnson was away then.
But I'm not sure who he'd want to take off right now.
Well, there might actually be 2 changes. There's another player down there who's taking his shirt off. He's putting on those vests that they wear underneath to track their running and their movements. And this free kick is, well, pretty much right on this near touchline. It is Belgium 3, Wales 2. It is a thriller in Brussels tonight on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Radio 5 Live. Wilson and Thomas, the 2 Wales goal scorers, standing over it, and they take it short. There's only one man there. It's killed in high towards the back post towards Davis. Belgium flick it away. Sliding tackle comes in from Mepham, who'd stayed forward to try and stop the counter-attack, but Belgium have wriggled away, and Mepham gets back with the challenge.
Wales get the shape back. It's time for a sub. I guess Brooks is they've taken the throw in already.
For Liam Cullen,
I guess Brooks is one that you'd probably think.
And it looks like Mark Harris is also going to come on. As De Bruyne goes down, referee plays advantage. Doku on the near left shuffles with that unique running style he's got. De Bruyne back up, gliding as he likes to do. The two Manchester City players combining, although Kevin De Bruyne now is a former Manchester City player. It's out for a Belgium throw. Here come the Wales changes with an hour gone. In fact, they've changed their mind. They want to defend this.
I've got to be honest, I know De Bruyne hasn't had his best season, and I know that, well, I'm led to believe that City didn't make a massive effort to keep him, but
he's still got it, hasn't he?
He's still got an awful lot to offer to somebody. He's been absolutely just...
This is Lukaku.
You can just watch him, and fabulous midfield performance, attacking midfield performance, but he's put shifting as well, getting back and defending.
Lukaku was charging his way into the box. Wales were equal to it. One goal separates the two sides in a 5-goal thriller. Night very much drawing in now. We can see the sky nearly completely dark overhead here in the northwest outskirts of the Belgian capital. Doku flying past Roberts into the penalty area, and he only finds the feet of Roden. Roberts then dwells on the ball, it's taken away from him. De Bruyne moving back towards the edge of the penalty area. Belgium in the all-yellow strip, going from right to left, will shuffle it out to the far side. And this is Onana, wriggles away from Wilson, but there's a foul and there's a free kick, and this is in Kevin De Bruyne range.
Doku once again, he stops, he goes at you, he comes inside, he stops again, and just when you think you've got him, he's off the other way, gets to the byline, he's free on the byline, and that's the thing that, if you're being ultra critical, lets him down. Can't find the pass, can he? Gets blocked at the near post, and Wales just about managed to get it away. Although Belgium recycle it very quickly, and here we are now, 25 yards out.
It's actually a bit further out than I thought when the referee blew his whistle. But if anyone is capable,
well, it's De
Bruyne, isn't it?
But the other thing he's capable of course, is dropping this in behind Wales' defence for one of his teammates to run onto.
That's by his body shape, looks what he's trying to do. Just a little dink over the top. It's away by Wales, scrambled in the end by Belgium. It's almost like a golfer just trying to dink it out of the bunker. And it's out for a throw-in, and now the Wales changes will happen. Is David Brooks off? Mark Harris of Oxford on. And Jordan James is going to be replaced by Liam Cullen. So this suggests it might be a little tweak in system, because you wouldn't imagine Liam Cullen would be a holding midfielder in the way Wales are lining up. Let's go, shouts Craig Bellamy. You might have heard that was the unmistakable Cardiff tones of the Wales manager, who right now is going to lose his first game in charge of Wales. But we are not done yet here at the King Baudouin Stadium. What a thrilling match this has been. Wales free kick in the centre circle. Wilson. Midway in the Belgium half, it's walking pace, all the yellow shirts are back as Wales try and pick their moment.
That's been a little bit of a key to the second half as well, as Wilson's position. He's taken himself out of the middle.
Thomas White on the left, it's his turn, almost Jeremy Doku-like. Cross in towards the penalty area, and it's Mark Harris, almost with an instant impact, heads wide, 6 yards out.
Got too much on it. He's just a little bit in front of the front post, ever so slightly, and he's got a thick touch on it. He needed a finer touch. Well done, Thomas, again on that left-hand side. And that's a chance. But it started over here with Wilson, who has spent a lot of time wide on the right. He's gone back into the middle now, but he's swapped with Brennan Johnson on a couple of occasions, and they've combined with Johnson being inside him, and Wilson's got had more of the ball.
And that is the voice of the former Wales captain Barry Horne here alongside me in the stadium. A goal scorer the last time Wales drew a match, 3-3. Doku and Johnson clash. Belgium get on with the ball. De Bruyne up towards the edge of the penalty area, strolling now towards the edge of the box. As much trouble as Wales have caused Belgium, they still have the lead to the host, ranked 8th in the world. And Wales have never won away at a team ranked inside the top 10 since the FIFA World Rankings were introduced in 1992. If they could come back and get a draw out of this, it would feel like a win. And we've still got 25 minutes left as Wales pinch it inside the Belgium half, wide on the far left. Thomas is having his shirt pulled one way then the next by De Winter, and he jinks one way then the next. Wilson, surrounded by yellow, goes back for the men in red. Wilson tries to pick the lock, tries to find Harris. It's out only as far as Ampadu. And now it's Thomas hugging that touchline again, level the edge of the penalty area, whips in the cross, flicked on by the heel of Ben Davies, away by Belgium. And I think that might be a Belgian throw. I think it flicked Thomas on the far side.
I'm not sure what Thomas was thinking there. I thought it looked like he'd gone to control it and miscontrolled it out for throw in. Then I think he's claiming that he didn't touch it, but he clearly did. But a good spell for Wales. A good spell for Wales. And of course the precedent's been set, hasn't it? Because North Macedonia were behind. Belgium couldn't put the game to bed. They ended up getting the point.
Well, Belgium probably think they did put the game to bed at 3-0 up inside half an hour. But that is why we love football. Anything can happen. And anything still might happen in the final 24 minutes. It is back with Darlow in sky blue, the Wales goalkeeper. Wales in red, going from left to right. Kicking towards their travelling fans in the corner. Connor Roberts, and it's just behind Mark Harris. Couldn't quite check his running time to pick that ball up. And Belgium have it on the edge of their own penalty area.
Obviously Mark Harris is playing the David Brooks role. Cullum is, I think it's just a little bit of a mishmash in midfield at the minute. They've got Ampadu, they've got Wilson and Cullen in there, and they're just going to, I think they're just going to muddle through it. I think Ampadu's going to be, for the time being anyway, I think he's going to be the sitter.
Well, it's fascinatingly poised. Barry Horn and I in the stadium are thoroughly enjoying this match, and Wales have got decent opportunity here. It's Cullen out to Thomas on the far left. He's got support with him. Ben Davies is there. There's only Harris inside the penalty area. It's back to Davies on the left. The cross, though, is behind everyone. He'll actually be retrieved on the near right by Roberts. Wales on the edge of the Belgian box. Wilson dances into the penalty area. A shot hits the defender. Wales appeal for handball. They'll have to make do with a corner.
Well, that's who you want on the ball in that position. If you're a Wales fan, Harry Wilson. But he was up against two yellow shirts in close attendance. Couldn't get his cross in, couldn't get his shot off. That's where Wales were a little bit slack in that first half.
We'll hear from Helen Ward, who's back in the studio watching this game in just a moment, but take your eyes off it for a second, and so much is going on. Wales with a corner in front of the travelling fans. A chance to draw level. I still can't believe I'm saying that. Wilson curls it in. Flicked away by Lukaku. It's collected by Cullen, who's the furthest Wales player back, midway inside the Belgian half.
Fantastic run from Wilson. Cullen didn't see it. Fantastic run to put himself in behind the Belgian defences. They couldn't have timed it to perfection. Cullen didn't see it. And they've had to go square and backwards. Brennan Johnson's dropped deep, and now the attack moving forward again on this near right. A Wilson corner of the box. It's high towards the back post. Thomas is unmarked, heads it across goal. Johnson! 3-3! Would you believe it? Brennan Johnson has headed home an equaliser, and miracles do happen. From 3-0 down, Wales are level in Brussels. Astonishing. That's the switch of positions that I was talking about. Johnson inside Wilson. Johnson feeds him. Wilson looks up, Thomas is in acres of space for the past 30 seconds. Wilson's seen him. He's put the ball in there. Thomas, what a header. He's come in, calm as you like. He's put it right back on the money. And Johnson's continued his run from feeding Wilson, and he just steps onto it. Bang, it's in the back of the net. What a fabulously constructed goal. Wilson, Johnson, Thomas again. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, astonishing. The bench, by the way, went absolutely crazy. Quite understandable as well. Brilliant. We've not got another V8.
They are checking for a potential offside, so while this could be a while. So Helen Ward watching back in studio.
Yeah, fantastically constructed goal, as Barry said, but I did just wonder if Brennan Johnson had come back from an offside position. He hasn't. It says check over. So it is a goal. It's a fantastic comeback from Wales. I don't seem to be speaking when Wales have scored at the moment, but I'm more than happy with that, I have to say. I think they've been excellent in the second half, and I think it's epitomised by the involvement of Harry Wilson and Sorba Thomas. We didn't see enough of them in the first half. And Brendan Johnson as well, to be fair. He stepped up. He's been involved in the 2 goals, and I think he took that one absolutely brilliantly. That's the sort of goal we need to see from him. A proper goal scorer's striker's instinct, getting into the box and finding the corner with a brilliant header. Fantastic from Wales. You've got to give them a lot of credit, considering how poor that 30-minute spell was in the first half.
And that is one in the eye for anyone who says that Brennan Johnson never does it for Wales. The Europa League final match winner brings them level in Belgium. And we've still got 20 minutes left. From 3-0 down, they couldn't, could they? What a night of international football here on BBC Radio Wales and BBC Radio 5 Live. Download the BBC Sounds app to your smartphone or tablet, and you can take the final 19 minutes plus stoppage time of this match out and about wherever you're going. And I suggest you do that, because the Wales fans have got their shirts off, they're twirling them over their heads. They're channeling that Euro 2016 spirit. Wales have not beaten Belgium since that quarter-final in Lille 9 years ago. And from 3-0 down, it is 3-3.
I'm not sure.
Who knows?
I'm not sure that Wales, at this stage, after the hours football that we've had, or an hour and 10 minutes football we've had, I'm not sure Wales have got it in them to defend this point, or to take this point. I certainly would, but I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they've got the attitude to do that. And certainly, if you look, we've got, at the minute, we're playing with the front 5.
Well, he said all week, we're going to go and have a go. And even at 3-0 down, he's been true to his word. And that's a little flick by Ben Davies, and it's actually gone out of play for a throw-in.
At that point, we had Ampadu in front of the back 4, and we had 5 players, more or less in a straight line, just inside Belgium's half. Wilson, Johnson, the sub, Thomas, Cullen, all along the straight line.
Belgium are readying some changes. That one is for Harry Wilson, but the defender, Wout Face of Leicester, is able to clear, but Belgium have sliced it out for a Wales throw, and the little margins are going Wales' way. This could be an incredible evening for Wales. They've never won away in Belgium.
It already is. An incredible evening for Wales. This is an absolutely, right now, an amazing point. It would have been an amazing point before a ball was kicked.
But they don't look like they're done yet. Harris with a flick, but it should have gone the other way. Easy to say from up here in the commentary box, from our position right at the back of the main stand, bang on the halfway line, at the back of the lower tier. And here come the Belgium champions. It's Nicholas Raskin who's coming on, and Dodi Lucky-Bacchio, who came on at half-time, is being replaced.
I said to you after 15 minutes, he's had the worst time I've seen a player have for a long time. Missed 2 chances, wasted 2 crossing opportunities, miscontrolled the ball, That's harsh, but it's top level elite sport, and he's at the minute he's playing more or less in Raskin's position, or he was.
Well, he came on at half-time. He leaves in the 74th minute. 3-3 in Brussels. A night where everything has happened and might still happen. Sorba Thomas is absolutely flattened right in front of the assistant and gets Wales a free kick, and he's up, he's waving his arms up in front of those Wales supporters who are responding. They've got a free kick in a really dangerous position.
What a game he's had, Thomas. Absolutely terrific. I thought he was eye-catching against Liechtenstein.
And look at this now, the Wales fans are doing the Mexican wave. They were tormented with it at 3-0 in the first half. The Belgian fans are not laughing now.
Looking a bit grumpy, actually.
It's a Mexican wave that's going from the front row right the way to the back. There'll be pandemonium if this goes in. Wilson curls it in. It's headed into the sky by the Belgian defenders. Johnson plucks it out of the air. This is Connor Roberts moving towards the corner flag on the right for Wales, who are chasing an unlikely winner. De Bruyne has pinched it, and Roberts gets the tackle while he's on the floor, and it's a throw-in, to Belgium.
I think it's telling. Well, it's obvious why he's still on the pitch, but I'm not entirely convinced that De Bruyne was expecting to be on the pitch at this stage of the game.
Helen Ward watching in the studio. They couldn't. Or could they?
Well, I said there was no chance of us getting back into it, most likely at half-time.
This is how it walks. Just for a second, I thought Harris was inside the penalty area. It was flicked onto him. Doku then has stolen it from Ben Davies. It's end-to-end stuff here in Brussels. Doku against Mepham with support as well. Lukaku in space. Doku's trying to go all by himself. And Mepham, having been beaten once and then twice, still wins the ball off Jeremy Doku.
Mepham, well done. Firstly, the covering run was terrific. And then he stood his ground. He stood up. He didn't dive in. And he didn't panic when it looked like Doku was going to get round him. He stood his ground and just got a foot on it, didn't he? Well done.
And Kiefer Moore now warming up, and it's greeted with huge applause from the travelling supporters who are waving their red shirts high above their head and the flags. And there's a chance for Wales to break. Connor Roberts up towards the halfway line. Energy sapping night, and Wales just didn't have the legs to get to that loose ball, but it's pumped forward by Mepham. This is Sorba Thomas, but there's only Harry Wilson up there with him.
For the first time, there was 4 players there, and they all looked leggy in the Wales ranks. And it's been a really heavy evening, isn't it? The atmosphere's been muggy, and they've grafted. Every single player on there has put a shift in yellow and in red.
Wales in the ascendancy. 3-3 on an incredible night of football. And it's into the box by Wales. It's Thomas on the edge of the penalty area. Harry Wilson and Cullen battling for it, and Cullen winning it. And Cullen, as he fouled, the Bosnian referee says no, and Doku then flies past 2 challengers.
There you go. The Bosnian referee, fantastic. Doku gets that 19 times out of 20 in the Premier League. Not tonight. Not tonight.
He went past Ampadu, went down. The referee waved play on. Ampadu, one hand just waved, told him to get up. As Kiefer Moore continues to warm up for Wales, as does Lewis Koumas. What a moment it could be for that young man. 11 and a half minutes to go. I'm getting carried away. This game has just been enthralling.
By the way, that's 2 more attacking players that are coming off.
Well, you can't accuse him of telling us one thing and doing another. He said he was going for it, and he's going for it. And Ben Davies, the left-back, charging towards the corner flag, has it pinched away from him, and Doku is the player you got to watch, because Ben Davies is upfield, and he's doing more trickery, and that time, that is a foul, and that is a yellow
and that's
for
a good
Chris
one.
Mepham.
That's a good yellow for Mepham, just like the Belgium, 2 fouls on Brennan Johnson from Belgium. And Thomas, that's an easy pass to Ben Davies. Ben Davies he's run 30-40 yards to get there. Thomas must know he's out of position. He's got to take more care with that pass, because not only was Ben Davies in, if he doesn't get it, he's clearly out of position, and Wales are vulnerable.
Alexis Saelemaekers of Roma is about to come on for Belgium as play continues. We're about to enter the final 10 minutes of an incredible evening in Belgium, and it could still go either way. Wales were 3-0 down, it's now 3-3, and they think the ball's out of play. It's waved on, it's De Bruyne, it's Doku, it's tight, it's pulled back, Lukaku! 4-3! And Belgium have broken Welsh hearts. They protest that the ball was out of play, but Romelu Lukaku might have put the final blow on Craig Bellamy's first defeat as Wales manager. They protested the Wales camp. The officials wave it away. It's scrambled home by Lukaku, and it's Belgium 4, Wales 3.
It's another fabulous goal, and it's the same people: Lukaku, De Bruyne, Doku, Lukaku. It's a deflection that takes it up high into the roof of Galdalo's net. That's a bit unfortunate. The build-up play was lovely though. Lukaku, he's got time in the middle of the penalty area to take a touch. That shouldn't happen, but it's the speed of the break from the Belgians. Wales a little bit guilty in midfield of stopping play, and you never ever do that. The linesman's indicating, the referee's over now telling Craig Bellamy, saying the whole of the ball has to be over the line, take a yellow card because you've just been giving the linesman grief. The linesman explained the whole of the ball, he's obviously seen it, but another break from Belgium. De Bruyne, little touch from Lukaku, first time pass to Doku. Doku doesn't have to break his stride, and he's on it, and then it's in the back of the net. But there was a deflection which Dowler might have done a bit better with, had that ball not come off the defender and high into the roof of the net.
Well, there's yellow cards aplenty here. There's a VAR check for whether that ball went out of play.
Oh, it looked like it did.
And they're still studying this. There's a yellow card for Harry Wilson, and it's whether all of the ball went out. It looks like just because most of it did.
It did. Just because you can see grass this side of the ball doesn't mean that the ball is all out, of course. And I think that's what the Wales players have seen. They've seen that little bit of grass between the ball and the line. That doesn't necessarily mean that all the ball's out. And hopefully they get this right, because that was tight. That was so tight.
Well, the drama might not be over yet.
Wilson was adamant, wasn't he? Wilson, he was the closest player, and I thought to him, don't stop. You schoolboy football, you don't stop. But he was absolutely adamant that ball was out, and he was right on it.
We've seen two angles, and there's definitely a large part of the ball that has gone over the line, but crucially all of it has to go out for the ball to be dead. So as the goal check continues, I think there might have been a yellow card as well for Craig Bellamy, or certainly one of the coaching staff in there.
It was Bellamy, because he was straight on the assistant. Now I'm assuming that they're doing this by eye. They haven't got any technology, have they? They're doing this by eye. This could take some time, by the way, because they've not got the angles that we've seen are not fantastic.
Well, Wales are that confident that it's going to go out that Conor Robertson's got the ball in his hand to take a throw in on the halfway line. Whether that's just trying to influence the officials or not.
That's a bit of kidology, that, isn't it?
Well, this is a huge moment because we've got 7 minutes left plus stoppage time.
Romelu Lukaku's gone and got another ball, put in the centre spot.
So you got Romelu Lukaku with the ball at the centre spot for a Wales centre kick, and Conor Roberts with the ball for a throw-in. Both teams are adamant that their version of events is the one that is correct. And we're all eyes on this monitor here, waiting for the outcome of this VAR check.
I think I got the first two VARs wrong, but I'd be very... I don't know. I don't know if they've got more camera angles than we've seen. I don't think that what we've seen is absolutely conclusive, to be honest with you.
Well,
if you can't say that's definitely out, you've got to go with the linesman, surely.
Well, he was right in front of it, the assistant. We've only seen a couple of angles while the VAR check goes on. The monitors in front of us do not show us what the video assistant referee is looking at, who is Alan Broksak of Slovenia. And this is taking an age here.
He's not sure, and he's got to be absolutely sure to overrule the linesman, who was right. He was 5 yards away, wasn't he? But Wilson was absolutely adamant.
Well, there's some communication here. The referee's holding his earpiece and discussing, and it's not a goal. It's a throw into Wales. It's still 3-3, and an incredible evening just gets even more
the Belgian
unbelievable. The Belgian coach has sort of shoved the ball out of the hands of Connor Roberts. This is remarkable stuff.
I can understand why it's all kicking off down there, but the coach, I think he pushed Roberts, didn't he? The referee was straight over with the yellow. The fourth official is telling him to calm down and go get back in his box. He's not doing it. And we're still waiting for the game to get going again. The players are now waving him off, almost sarcastically saying, yeah, get over there, go and sit down. And we're off.
5 minutes left, plus a sizable chunk. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Never has a throw-in been celebrated as wildly as that.
I can imagine you were jumping up and down like we were in Dublin for when the women qualified, Helen Wood.
A little fist pump this evening. It's not quite over yet. There's still plenty of time for a bit more drama, I think.
Well, that was a dramatic night back in December. This is probably trumping it for incident and controversy. 2 goals given after VAR checks, 1 ruled out. And it's 3-3 and it's still anybody's game. Wales won a free kick as they've lost the ball on the edge of the Belgian penalty area.
And the 2 subs have sat down, haven't they? And we didn't miss that, did we? No.
And Kiefer Moore's gone and sat down as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Because this should still go anyway. And De Bruyne trying to make it go Belgium's way. Doku scrambling into that penalty area, flying past tackles, and Connor Roberts sticks to his task. Fantastic. And he's furious with something, Connor Roberts. It's a Belgium corner.
Connor Roberts is saying he played it onto Doku perfectly. Once again, De Bruyne is releasing Doku, and he's teasing, he's doing what he does, he gets to the byline, and it is Connor Roberts is right. He's played it onto Doku's left foot, so the referee's missed another one there. And you know what, that's the sort of thing that the referees shouldn't miss. He shouldn't get that wrong, to be honest.
Well, there might be more controversy if this goes in from this corner on the near left side. Floated in by De Bruyne, headed away by Wales, hooked further clear by Mark Harris into the final 3 minutes, but there will be a huge chunk of stoppage time. No one's reacted to the loose ball on the far side for Wales. Belgium crossing, they're up back, and De Bruyne wins it for Belgium at the back post and scores surely a decisive 7th goal in this game, and Belgium have won an unlikely, incredible, thrilling match. They have broken Welsh hearts in the process. Indisputably now, Belgium 4, Wales 3.
Wales absolutely all over the place. The time and the space on the right-hand side, ridiculous. And then De Bruyne has got the freedom of the 6-yard box. It's a terrific ball in. I don't think Darlow can come for it, to be honest. Darlow's coming from his near post across to his far post. The pace on the ball is terrific, and it's dropped on the half volley for that man who has been quite simply inspirational. De Bruyne stealing in the far post, cool as you like, just doesn't put any pace on the ball, doesn't need to, cushions it, left foot half volley past the scrambling Darlow. But Wales all over the place for that, and understandably they're tired, they've lost away a little bit the excitement, but the shape had gone there, and De Bruyne, that's his night done. That's his night done.
It's his last touch, his 5th international goal against Wales. He's replaced by Alexis Salmakers of Roma. And Wales, like they did in Skopje in North Macedonia, are going to have to salvage it in stoppage time. They've climbed Everest and got back on terms from 3-0 down. It's now 4-3 Belgium. And Helen Moore, that's really difficult to take on an incredibly dramatic evening.
Yeah, it is. They got away with one with the throw-in being given, but just switched off. Everybody looking a bit tired now. It's been a game full of drama an energy-sapping performance, particularly this second half with what they've put into getting back into the game, and that showed in that moment where they've given, again, world-class players or certainly very good players in Tielemans and Kevin De Bruyne that all the space and time in the world to first and foremost put a wonderful cross in from the right-hand side. But you can't take anything away from De Bruyne. He's been absolutely fantastic tonight, as Barry has alluded to, and he finished it exactly how you'd expect him to. So a real sucker punch and a blow for Wales, but I'm not going to write them off just yet. There's going to be plenty of stoppage time yet to come, and who knows, Kiefer Moore, Koumas might come off the bench and just make something happen.
That's the voice of the former Wales striker Helen Ward back in the studio. Barry Horn, the former Wales captain, alongside me. Mark Poyser here in the commentary box at the King Baudouin Stadium. Tempers fraying as Wales get a free kick. 4-3 Belgium lead, but Wales aren't finished yet. It's Thomas towards the edge of the box. It's cleared. 8 minutes of stoppage time, which we're into now. Can Wales come from behind again? As Raskin was cautioned while Helen was talking, and Doku has won another free kick, I think,
I've got to give him
for Belgium.
Yeah, I've got to give him a mention as well, because I think in the Premier League he flatters to deceive a little bit, but he too, in combination with De Bruyne, and he must be thinking, looking towards next season, who's going to replace the vision and the amount of times that De Bruyne has found him on the front foot, moving forward. Who's going to provide them passes for him?
We've played 1 minute of 8 to be added. Belgium 4, Wales 3. Ravi Matondo waits to come on for Wales. This is Roden. Socks pulled up over the knees for the men all in red. Going from left to right now, trying to salvage it once more. Brennan Johnson down the line looking for Roberts, but the yellow-shirted defenders are there, and it's cleared out of play for a throw, which is caught by Craig Bellamy, the Wales manager. It's taken quickly. Time is of the essence here on BBC Radio Wales, BBC Radio 5 Live, and on the BBC Sounds app on your smartphone or tablet. We are in the dramatic finale after nearly 92 dramatic minutes.
Thomas is in acres of space. Get the ball out left. Too slow.
He's hugging that touchline, and as Barry Horn was saying, it is too slow. They now drive it to this near side where Johnson waits. The man who thought he'd got Wales snatched them a draw. Johnson crosses, it's curling, it's too close to the keeper, but he chooses to punch.
Not by much, by the way.
And Wales get it on the edge of the box. In fact, Cullen can't quite bring it under control, and Doku is going through the gears again. Great tackle by Ampadu. Ben Davies collects on the far side. 2 minutes of stoppage time have gone. Ravi Matondo still waits to come on. Craig Bellamy pouncing up and down in his technical area. It's a weak cross, it's headed away. It's a tired cross by Wales, and Salamakers with the fresh legs. Back to Arthur Theate of Frankfurt, and Wales want the decision, the throw-in, and they're going to get it. And they're trying to take it too quickly because they want to bring on Ravi Matondo. And it's Sorba Thomas going off. He disappears on the opposite side of the field as Sorba Thomas, who signed for Stoke over the weekend. Ravi Matondo of Hanover races across to take his place, and Wales, by my watch, have 5 minutes to find a fourth goal to get them a share of the spoils and maintain Craig Bellamy's unbeaten start as Wales manager. It's with Roden for Wales on the halfway line. They're not just launching it yet. They're trying to draw out Belgium, who have got all the yellow shirts packed in. They're looking for Mark Harris, can't find him. Smashed away, anywhere will do now for Belgium. Seems weird to say this about a side who were 3-0 up inside half an hour, but they might feel like they've got out of jail a little bit. And Johnson with miscontrol, and it goes out of play for a Belgium throw, and time is running out for Wales.
Wasn't quite aware of where he was on the pitch. He's taking on the half turn, and he's just rolled it out with the inside of his right foot. Had the ball under control, but just over the line. He was in a good position to take his man on there.
The throw-in is midway in the Belgium half. It's won by Roberts on the halfway line for Wales. Flicked on by Cullen. No one in red will chase. Matondo will, and he's a speedster. And it's out of play for a Wales throw, and they're desperate to get the ball off one of the ball boys and girls. The multi-ball system just disappears when you're winning in deep into added time. Nearly 5 minutes of the 8 added have been and gone. It's been a remarkable night. Is there one last twist? The travelling Wales fans will certainly hope so. It's swung crossfield to Matondo, and his fresh legs will charge towards the edge of the box. A low cross, he's hooked away by Voutface, and it's Doku who's got so much energy and so much strength, and he leads them on a merry dance again.
Still running. He's it's a foul. Not only has he covered a lot of ground, he sprinted for most of it, and Matondo's no slouch, and he held him off, and he's just come off the bench.
He's got pace, he's got strength, he's had everything tonight, Jeremy Doku, and he's waving to the supporters on the opposite side. Belgium are nearly there. Is there one last chance for Craig Bellamy's Wales? The head coach stands, arms folded in the black jacket.
He looks absolutely exhausted. Rudy Garcia.
What a welcome for international football for him. It's only his 4th game in charge. They've salvaged in his time a 3-1 first leg deficit in the Nations League playoff, a draw in Skopje, and however you make sense of this, and we've still got 2 minutes at least of added time to go. It's a shame it has to end, because it's been absolutely incredible to watch. Wales on the attack. He's behind for Wilson. He's had to go back to the halfway line. We're nearly into the final minute. Wales are surely going to have no choice at some point but to go long. It's Davis midway in the Wales half. He nutmegs the referee. They play their passes. It's Wilson cutting in, floating it to the back post, headed across goal, but into the arms of Sells, who goes to the floor, and that might be Wales's last chance with a minute to go.
Caught in two minds. Ideally what he needed to do was just flick it over the last defender from Matondo coming in off the left wing, or put it back square across the 6-yard box. He's just headed in to keep his arms. He's done not one thing or the other.
Well, this rivalry with Belgium continues. It continues to enthrall, and Rodon's conceded a free kick, and we're in the final 30 seconds now. Belgium will surely go to the corner, and Wales, I think, know that despite an incredibly valiant effort, and I emphasise the word valiant, it's going to end in defeat. It's a party atmosphere now in Brussels. We're in the dying embers of one of the most remarkable international matches I've ever seen. The free kick, of course, is taken short. Of course, it's Doku, and he's rolling one way than the next, bouncing shoulder challenges, and he's fallen over. And that is the final whistle. Wales are beaten under Craig Bellamy for the first time, but that tells half the story. What a night here in Brussels. They were blown away in the first half an hour. They somehow fought back to 4-3. There was VAR controversy. There was goals disallowed before Kevin De Bruyne finally put the game away with 2 minutes to go. Wales look devastated, and whilst they have every right to feel it, Barry Horn, there is so much to take from this game, even though they've ended up with nothing.
I don't know where to start. I'll tell you where I'll start. I've just seen one of the best shots of the night. Connor Roberts and Doku, who have been at it all night, on and off, tangled as a referee, and the two of them were just sat, smiling. obviously it's a rueful smile from Roberts, who's had a good night, by the way. He's played well, and Doherty's had a fantastic night. But it was a lovely shot. The players are embracing each other. I'm going to come out with the worst cliche of all time, but football was a winner there. Football is the best. Football is the best. You get this. I mean, you don't get this all the time, but you get regularly get treated to something that you didn't think you'd ever see. And I don't know what. I can't wait for Craig Bellamy's press conference. That's going to be absolutely fabulous. That gives me great heart. First half, I was critical. I thought Wales were too open. I thought they were naive. I thought they got caught too easy on counter-attack. They made poor decisions in areas high up the pitch. They didn't defend their own box well enough. But then they come back to 3-3 and you think, wow, that is amazing. I'm really gutted that they haven't got a point. But for the same token, I'm heartened by what Craig Bellamy's got these lads doing. And you said, they were playing 3-3. They've gone five-man attack. And you said Craig Bellamy said that he's going to have a go. Then he was getting ready. Then he was getting two strikers ready to come on. And I'm like, what is going on? Belgium at times have played some beautiful football. I've seen one of the best midfielders. I was a midfielder, not of anything like what I've seen there tonight. I've seen one of the best midfielders of the modern game put in a show. And I've seen a Wales team fight and scrap, not give up, and get themselves back into a game that I don't think anyone in the crowd would have expected to. It's been a marvellous night. Hats off to Craig Bellamy, hats off to the Welsh lads, hats off to Kevin De Bruyne and his teammates who made for an enthralling spectacle.
Well, the Belgium-Wales rivalry continues and Group J is looking fascinating. Belgium get their first win, Wales stay second. What a night in Brussels. It has finished incredibly. Belgium 4, Wales 3.